Does anybody have any questions about our mission, PTA mission in general? I know that there tends to be a very heavy leaning towards fundraising. So I want to kind of get away from that tonight and talk a little bit about that tonight, how we want to not be so much fundraising. All right, so just to get to know each other, and then there's only 10 of us in here today, so this will be pretty easy, but you're going to use the chat tonight for your answers. And we like to play a little Would You Rather with the children. We did a couple times. So this is an adult version of Would You Rather. So get ready, get your chat open, and answer these questions with us. Kind of share what your thoughts are. So the first question is, would you rather have a chef or a cleaner full-time in your house? Just throw it in the chat and tell us what you think. And I really wish I could see the chat to go along with you, but because I'm sharing, it doesn't show me everything. Oh, wait, I think I got it. Ooh, I can. A lot of cleaners, huh? Some chefs. Nice. The second question is, would you rather have a date night or a night to yourself? So date night or night to yourself. You know, a lot of times, especially with us being home, it's hard to get any time, let alone to yourself or with your partner. Impossible. Ooh, we've got some mixed in there. Self, date nights. All right, question 3. Would you rather give up coffee or give up chocolate? Some of you would rather give up chocolate? Wow. Nice. All right. So we have a nice split group here tonight with the 3 questions so far. Number 4, would you rather be a leader or be a follower? You want to sit back and just kind of do what it says, or would you want to lead a group? Just be careful with this answer because I may call on you to actually lead in the future. Just saying. We got a lot of leaders in this group. Nice, Miss Fain. I won't pick on you too much. There's only 10 of us, so it's not too bad. You know probably half the group already. So we've got a couple followers. Sometimes I'm a follower, sometimes I'm a leader. It's just how it is. Number 5, would you rather live in a cabin in the woods or in a traveling RV? No, you get going. Ooh, some people want to hide away from the world and others want to travel. Suzanne, that was not one of the questions. Of course, for some reason, I could picture you, Suzanne, as a beach person. I could have almost called that. All right, number 6, would you rather speak multiple languages or be able to talk to animals? Now I get to see who the animal people are and who are the people. Ooh. Interesting. Does anybody speak multiple languages already in here? You can just shake your head or answer in there. No. Number 7, would you rather change the future or change the past? Boy, Amanda, you jumped on that fast. You knew the answer quick. Nice. Most of you want to change the future. All right, the next, well, you can't change the past either, Sylvie. Would you rather have more time or have more money? I love how some of you like know the answer right away. You're just like, oh, I got that. Other ones are just like, I have no idea. You're a teacher, Amanda, or Ms. Bain. I know that you, we need more money for teachers. Of course, you probably need more time right now too after all this stuff you've been working on. Lots of time. All right. Would you rather lose your keys or lose your cell phone? We're not going anywhere anyway. What do we need keys for? Cell phone is more important. All right. So would you rather look old and feel young or look young and feel old? So would you rather look old and feel young or look young and feel old? Amanda says definitely look old. Learning a lot about all of you tonight. This is fascinating. And would you rather, the last one, and this is for me personally, would you rather have PTA meetings on a Monday or a Thursday evening? This was one of our topics we've had conversations about. So I kind of just threw this in at the end to see what the input would be tonight, because this is our first Thursday and it's depends on how it goes from here on out, whether or not we were going to do Mondays or Thursdays. And most people want there's some couple Thursdays and a couple Mondays. So now I get to analyze all the questions that you've already answered and see who I want to be with me on Mondays or Thursdays. Is that how this works? All right. The last one, I was just trying to get feedback on what you all wanted, but I appreciate the honest answers. And it was kind of fun to hear some of how everybody feels about the different topics. It's always nice to kind of think outside the box for a few minutes when we're all stuck in this world of this has to be done at this certain time and everything's so focused right now. So I hope everybody had a good time just playing a couple minutes of our lives and joining some adult humor. So let's move on now that we know a little bit about each other. And John, will you please take roll call? And you said, are we still at 10?
We're at 14 now.
And all 14 are members?
I don't know. I was trying to figure out the Journey T. Journey T, what's your real name? Yeah, I've got you, Lamar. So just once I confirm Journey T, then we're good. Of whether all the members or not.
But then everybody is. But we still have quorum though, correct?
Correct.
Then Journey T, can you either change your name on there or write it in the chat box? That way John can take roll and make sure you're on the list of being here tonight. Give you some credit for being here. Other than that, we'll go ahead and move on since we do have quorum. I have sent out the previous minutes. It was in the chat box from early on. So if you had a chance to grab that early on or had a chance to look over that, I will. Does anybody have any corrections or addition to the minutes from the previous, which was November 30th the last time? All right. If there are no corrections or additions, then the minutes stand approved, and we can move on from here. All right. So Stephanie is unable to be with us here today, but as usual, there really isn't much of a financial report. The last time we were here, we did have a budget sample from her, and there has been some just no minor adjustments yet, in the sense of we really don't know what we need from here on out yet, and that's part of the thing we're going to talk about tonight is some of the plans going forward. So we'll be able to have that for you probably next month when we have their next meeting. But what I do ask for anybody tonight, if you're interested in being on the finance committee, she's going to be looking for people soon for the finance committee. So once the budget's approved, the finance committee will get started on kind of looking over the paperwork from here on out. So does anybody have any questions about that at this point, where we stand? Some of you didn't make some of the other meetings, but if you have any questions about where we're at on finances, feel free to ask. All right. Like I said, the only thing she told me to just send ahead was just that she has things planned, and I'll explain what she has planned here in just a second when I go over my report, because we have some really, really amazing news going on here in the next, just what has been happening over the past couple weeks, even as we come back to school or come back from vacation. So I'm welcoming everybody back. This is like, I actually took off the entire couple weeks. I refused to touch anything related to PTA, related to work. I just needed that time to myself. So it's kind of nice to get back on track. We're getting back into the swing of things. So yesterday we received the IRS letter. Am I glitching for anybody? Because everybody's glitching for me. So I just want to make sure you're seeing everything okay. Are we still good? All right. So we received the IRS letter yesterday. So that's our biggest thing. We got the EIN. So we are official, finally official. We get to be move forward in something, and we can do online donations now. We can do it directly through Member Hub. We can build our website. We can start our fundraising. We can pretty much do everything at this point now that we have the EIN. So we've been waiting on that since August. So this is huge. The next part is the PTA fundraising. So here's where I wanted to kind of bring out that advocacy thing I was talking about earlier. PTAs are known for fundraising, and we do need to fundraise. There's no doubt about that. We have our fundraising team is going to talk in a few minutes. So we do need to get that started. But one thing we want to remember as a whole, as a PTA, as a group, everybody can be an advocate for our scholars, show the community what our scholars are trying to do, and then we can bring the support in that way. So the more we advocate for our scholars, the more the community is going to see what we need and what we're trying to do and how much we believe in the students. So they're going to be more likely to support us in some kind of way. So just because we have a fundraising team does not mean the rest of us can't do some kind of standing up for the scholars and presenting what we know about our own scholars, so that we can help everybody and that they can support us and see what we're doing. So I hope that makes sense. So no matter what, every one of us should be out there talking to people about what great job the scholars are doing, that we have this great, amazing STEM school now, that all these girls are doing amazing things, and we're trying to really stand out from the rest of the people and make these girls become something that they know they can. So that's one of the things that I wanted to just kind of make sure you all understood tonight, and that our fundraising team is one thing. They're going to be working on a lot of things themselves, but you as an advocate in general in the PTA, is going to do a lot of fundraising behind closed doors. And that's just because you're going to be talking to a lot of the community members and bragging about your scholar, what they're doing, how they're rising to the occasion and being, the girl that you want them to be. So I just wanted to cover that tonight because that was one of those things that kind of I didn't want, now that we have our EIN, for us to think that we're going to be out there just constantly pushing the poor families that are waiting for us to just run and knock on their doors, and grandparents waiting to be begged for money. We don't want to be like that, because that's getting back into that situation that people don't like PTAs for, because we don't want to be constantly bugging people for money. But we want people to understand that we are here to advocate for the scholars, and we're raising the money for the scholars, but we're also want people to support us and believe in us. And that's why they want to support us financially. So just keep in mind that when you're out talking to people in general, talk about the scholars, talk about what they're doing, show them what the STEM school is all about, and then they'll be more likely to support us financially and emotionally support us. So that's all. I just wanted to say that a little bit about that one. But moving on, and what we really have been doing, we currently have 37 prepaid memberships. So specifically the staff at Rise, if you hear about any families or anybody who want to be a part of the PTA or want to, or they speak up for their children often, you hear about, and you want them to just kind of get involved, that would be a good place to kind of send them and tell them we have memberships that are prepaid and we can give them to them. So they're there to use. A couple of the people who have asked me already and talked to me about the memberships in general have decided they were just going to pay for their own membership. So I couldn't even give them away. And if they can pay for it, then they can pay for it. That's great. Otherwise, we still have 37 other prepaid memberships to still give away. The toy drive was a huge success, thanks to everyone who made the purchases. It seemed like the purchases went really fast. People within days made the purchases off the list, so that was great. Thanks to Mrs. Green, so you can send her a thanks from us for all of her organizing, and the volunteers who helped wrap. I also want to have to plug in the Pass It On, which is actually my nonprofit, but I had them donate a bunch of wrapping paper to help kind of cover some of the people who wrapped the gifts. So they donated a bunch of wrapping paper to help cover that. And as far as I'm concerned, it went well. I don't know how many people, Ms. Jacobs, do you know how many families that helped?
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I can find out for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So because of the generous families, again, of course, the teachers all and every Rise staff member, all 25, received a Starbucks gift card in a digital card just in time for winter break. So some of the teachers, I was hoping they got them because I didn't get response back from until after the break. So I was hoping they had it through the winter break, but each one of them was able to get at least a $5 gift card. And each card included the students' optional digital snowman they decorated. We had a total of 49 snowmen. So each teacher got about 7 to 10 snowmen per teacher card. So not all families participated. All students' names, though, were included, whether they participated in the snowman or not. So we had everybody included. And then all the staff members actually had every scholar's name on their card, just to make it fair for them, because they're part of all of the scholars' lives in that sense. So everybody in the whole school got a gift certificate. So that was great. Our families really stepped up for that. So I appreciate everybody who donated to that. And that was great. The Olaf Escape was sent out before winter break. We had 16 total completed as of earlier today. There was 3 second graders, 8 first graders, and 6 kindergartners. So that seemed to work out well. I thank you to the teachers who sent me ideas, because we wanted to make sure it was connected with what the school was doing. And some of the replies said it worked out great and they loved it. The kids loved it, the ones who did it. So if you ever think about doing something like that in the future, just let us know, teachers, and we can work on something like that in the future too. The last Lunch and Learn was held in December with Mrs. Ross. She's our resource specialist. And Miss Birdwhistle was actually there and joined us, the psychologist. Psychologist, right? She covered resources that the school offers and ideas to help the scholars through the stresses of virtual learning. And some parents had asked questions previously about those kind of topics, so she did answer them. And she also had suggestions and of what people could do, what they're struggling with over the holiday season. So even though she did cover the holiday season, she also did cover virtual learning overall. So just because we're in virtual learning at this point, it's still a video you should go check out. The video is right now up on YouTube with the other Lunch and Learn topics. And there's a sheet in the link of the notes that says all the resources that she shared with us that you go directly for mental health services through Fayette County. One of the things of that was, I just wanted to point out that if your child is struggling, let me tell you that you're not the only one. So don't feel bad if you have to reach out to the school for help for some of those mental health challenges, because I have heard, being on the inside and having people email, there a lot of children are struggling with this virtual learning. So don't feel like you're the only one that has to reach out, and don't be afraid to reach out. So parents, they're there for you to answer questions. So go ahead and reach out to them with the resources that she gave you. Definitely worth it. There's two other things that the families have also reached out to me about. One of them is they want more information about the curriculum and what the end goals are that are different with RISE than the other schools. So the program versus the rest of the schools. And Ms. Jacobs touched on this a little bit last night. So before you contact me again about that, please make sure you watch the meeting from last night about the virtual and in-person learning. And she can answer some of those questions. If for some reason your questions still were not answered, go ahead and email us and let me know if it's something that you want to still cover in the future, and we will do that. We'll do that probably for a Lunch and Learn or something topic like that. But if those topics weren't covered, definitely reach out and we'll see if we can kind of answer some of those questions and get that covered too. And the second thing was families have been reaching out a lot about breaking up a district-wide stretch, since our school district is our school is so spread out across the whole city of Lexington, that our families have been reaching out to find out if we could have a way to break up the city where they could be connected with families in certain areas and regions of the city. And then that way, if they needed a carpool option or helping pick up materials for each other, or just small group play meets have been requested, or any other local, more specific targeted area help would be working. Even drop off and pick up type things would work out better that way. So if that's something you also are interested in, I've had people reach out. So send me an email to see if that's something that we want to work on, or if you want to help work on that, let me know. We're kind of moving forward with that if people want it. I've also, I think Ms. Burse is here, right? She is here. We still don't have anything about the Scholastic Book Fair, but she's reached out to me and we're kind of waiting back to hear from details on Scholastic Book Fairs. Once we get information back from them, and we'll go ahead and kind of work on that, the details of that. So if her or I hear anything, we'll let you know and we'll kind of get started on that. And then two more other things. I'm sorry, there's a lot. I told you there's a lot going on. Two more things. Social media. The Facebook team is collecting RISE scholar information. They want to do kind of a highlighted person, and I mentioned this last time, so this time I have the link for you to fill out if you want to put your scholar on a highlighted section of, let me just copy this real quick. It's a star spotlight. I lost my chat box. All right, so that's in the chat box. So that's the rising star that's going to be on social media. If you want your scholar to be part of it, just fill out the form and it's just answering questions about your scholar, and they will be spotlighted for a special time on our Facebook page. But of course, be sure to follow the Facebook page so that you have access to it when they're spotlighted. And then the other part of that was we just added a family lounge the other day. That's a group for you to chat, to brag, to ask questions, and discuss any of the needs. So a lot of times that's going to be very personal. It's going to be just kind of personal group for everybody to chat, talk to each other. It kind of will give us a feedback on what you all need. Feel free to share what you want, ask questions. And like I said, brag about your scholar if you need to, what they did in school. That's perfectly fine. This is for family to kind of share with each other and get to know each other. Okay, I think I'm done. If anybody has any questions about anything I said, please feel free to ask now.
While you wait on questions, that link appears to be locked. So you may want to, yeah.
Okay. I will fix that. Thank you, John, for that update.
And I can certainly share the update in that we had 25 holiday gifts go out to our scholars. So we were really excited, and it was wonderful to be able to work with the PTA in getting those out. So that was something that brought us a lot of joy at the end of the year.
Yes, that's a good number. Especially at the last minute, I felt like we were kind of rushing and trying to get it done, and that's great that we got through 25. All right, anybody have any other last minute questions? All right, then I will pass this on and I will stop talking for a few minutes and let Angela talk about fundraising and the class reps.
Hi, everyone. I hope everybody had a great holiday break. I know we did. With it being break, I did talk to Selvie, who is our chair for the class reps, but I really didn't do much for fundraising or class reps except for just talking with her. Ideally, we're going to think of some ideas for fundraising now that we can actually get money. And I will have a meeting this month, and then we will have a class rep meeting. I believe next week is what we're planning for. The school did give me a list of all the birthdays, so we could do cards for the kiddos. And then I had a great idea, not mine idea, it was Selvie's idea, for a fundraising option, which was doing a parent-daughter dance whenever we are allowed to get back into school. And so I like that. And maybe some of the parents could, donate some punch and water and snacks and all that stuff. But yeah, not a lot happened on break. Sorry, y'all. But hopefully in the next couple weeks now we can get going, get moving. I did have some, some ideas, and, people have reached out where they have connections at certain restaurants and stuff for fundraising.
Well, thank you, Angela. Are there any questions with anything going on? Angela, did you say you needed more? Do you need any people for fundraising and class reps?
I need one more for Miss Heisel, but that's Kennedy. My daughter's in her class, so I can obviously help if need be. And fundraising, anybody willing that has ideas would be great. So I will take as many people as that want to help for both.
And I will share the link in a few minutes here about anybody who's interested in volunteering in any aspect on the form. And it does ask you where you want to volunteer or help at. You can choose any of them or all of them, or you can choose to just be thrown in wherever you are needed. So we may do that too. But we appreciate the help in any aspect or any ideas or anything going on forward. I think I have that spotlight open now if anybody wants to check it out. and let me know if it went through or not. So Danielle, is Danielle here? She was the one I wasn't sure if she'd be able to make it tonight. No, I don't see her. Amanda. Where's Amanda?
I'm here.
Would you like to just say a little bit about the things going on with the Every Child in Focus since you've been working with us?
So Every Child in Focus, the main things we were working on in December were coming up with ideas that worked in conjunction with Rise and Shine. So December being what it was, there wasn't a lot of time to do extra things. So for January, on January 20th, it's Acceptance Day. So we do have something planned with, I'm reading the book I Am Enough, and perhaps doing a digital All About Me poster for the scholars to submit. I don't know how, it'd be really cool to display those in their classrooms or on Facebook, whatever, just a way for the girls to sort of talk about who they are, but also get to know one another because they can't talk to each other, you know, at any length right now. So that's sort of what's going on. I don't know if Danielle has the calendar for the Rise and Shine schedule for January or February yet. So that would help to see kind of what the ideas are so we could work with that. Every Child in Focus is important to me because STEM to me is really, I'm really about the social justice aspect of this school. So that part is really important to me. Sorry. The world has gone like sideways in 24 hours and it's been really hard. So I just think that now more than ever, it is so important to help all of these girls see who they are, who they can be, and help them see that there's literally nothing to hold them back. Only how far they want to go. So anyway, I have been personally reading a book called Count Girls In, about how anything that your daughter is interested in can be a STEM subject, how you can turn that into that. So that's been really helpful for me. I can share it with Kimberly to share with you guys. So like, and it just helps me sort of see how we can get these girls to see that anything they're interested in is a potential STEM subject, and help them sort of see that there's roads for them to go down. You like nail polish, they need scientists for that. You like fashion, scientists, designers do that, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, I would like to know more about the Rise and Shine and all of those things so everything can work a little bit more in concert. But I'm really excited because I listen a little bit to the girls every day. They are so interesting. They are so different. And it's just really exciting because it's going to be a lot of fun because they are nerdy, which is wonderful. My daughter is super nerdy. But they're also little girls. And I don't know. It's really emotional. I don't know why I'm getting like this, but sorry, I haven't slept a lot. So that's sort of what's going on our end. But that's just what we were working on last. So if anybody has any ideas for how we can make sure that all of these girls not only participate in all the STEM stuff, but see themselves as a part of this future, just let me know or let us know. I'm really interested in all the representation. I take like the anti-racist parenting stuff really seriously. I'm in a bunch of anti-racist parenting groups. I used to be a children's bookseller. So call on me for any of that stuff because I'm really good at it. So making sure that we have beautiful Black and brown and white faces that represent our scholars, that we are honoring all their cultural backgrounds without appropriation, that sort of stuff. That's just my jam. So any of that super serious cultural stuff, I'm really good at that. So you can see some of the images we came up with, or that I came up with here, some of my favorite illustrators. Thank you for your positive vibes. I really need them. I have a 2-year-old who won't sleep. So I don't know, this is just really important to me, and that's what I'm here for. But if there's anything like this that you want to bring up, I'm not afraid of any of the hard stuff with sort of what the world's going on with the world right now. And I will talk about it with you because it's really important to me that Matilda grows up confident in her sort of social justice aspect of her kindness and her caring personality. And I just want that for all these girls. So the end. So sorry.
Thank you, Amanda. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it's okay.
You could have said no.
No, it's fine. I'm used to being around lots of small children, so I can get very animated. But thank you. It really is a pleasure to be here. So anything, any idea, like I will throw spaghetti at the wall no matter what. So if you have a crazy idea, let me know.
Let me just say that Amanda's been like insane with the ideas back and forth with me, and I appreciate her late night talks sometimes because I have these weird ideas that I'll just throw at her and she'll be like, oh, I've heard of that book. I know that's the best book in the world. And I'm like, okay, well, I just heard about it yesterday. So I'm glad somebody else is on the same page. But can everybody see the screen of the diverse characters? Can you see that on there? Okay. This was one thing that Amanda had started, and Lindsay Mattingly was another one that jumped in and kind of we pulled this all together, throwing the people out there, and we shared this with the school so that everybody can pull from if you're using just flyers about something we may be talking about in the future, and just kind of keeping in the back of our mind that we have all these characters available out there for us to make sure that everybody's represented in the school. So if you ever need something, feel free to contact one of us or one of the, I think Ms. Jacobs and Ms. Green and stuff have it at this point. So they have all access. If you need something to use for the classrooms, we're trying to kind of keep a whole tally and a list in this file folder so that you can pull from it and use it on anything. So that was really helpful. That's what's great that came out of the Every Child in Focus right now. And like she said, we're having that thing come up soon to do a story, and sounds like fun. So let me just move this off my screen now. All right. Does anybody have any questions about the Every Child in Focus? All right. The other thing was the membership group, and the membership group is very much just like the Every Child in Focus, but we focus more on the adult side of it and getting membership representatives in the PTA and just kind of building our membership, keeping membership. And they're going to start focusing on the idea of incoming kindergarten parents. So that's another topic that they'll be covering soon, but we do need people for membership committee and the Every Child in Focus group. So if anybody's interested in joining them, those are something we definitely need people for. And we'll be working more towards those two areas to do a lot of the programs coming up. At least the Every Child in Focus is going to be doing a lot of programs coming up, as much as we can virtual. Any other questions? Again, thank you, Amanda, for helping us out there. I know I threw you under the bus there at the last minute. I appreciate it. All right, Miss Jacobs, you are up.
Hi, everybody. I just want to thank you again, Mrs. Connor, just for your vulnerability, your ability to be authentic and to really talk about the hard subjects. When we think about what RISE is, it's a place where all girls feel like they are part of this inclusive future, where there are no limits and that they truly can do anything that they set their mind to In fact, it's really exciting right now. We have one hallway that is finished with college pendants represented from historical Black colleges and universities, Ivy Leagues, local universities, out-of-state universities, because we want our scholars to know that they can do anything and absolutely go anywhere. And so once we are able to invite them back in, we hope that they will feel that energy as they even just walk through the halls and know that spirit and that ability to persevere and be resilient will carry them everywhere they go in life. So thank you, Mrs. Connor. So as far as updates, I certainly can talk a little bit about a letter that will be coming out tomorrow, just really highlighting some of the great things that are going on. Last night, it was wonderful to be able to talk a little bit more about our curriculum and how we are different and how we are not a traditional school and how we take an interdisciplinary approach and how we are all working incredibly hard to make sure that we're creating a space for our scholars to really become those problem solvers and to interact with real world events. So it doesn't feel like it's something isolated. So it doesn't feel like something that we did in school where it was time for math, close the book, time for reading, close the book. But we do things differently. And we use the engineering design process to give that as a platform to be able to work within these real world complex problems. And so we're just appreciative. This is obviously our first year in a pandemic, and we're just grateful for having such wonderful families partner with us and provide feedback and provide just positivity as we grow and do everything that we can to make sure that we're creating an environment for our scholars to grow, thrive, and become leaders. We do have a material pickup coming along where we're going to have carts and crates set outside our schoolhouse, the main entrance, the one next to the outdoor flower sculpture. And that will occur next Friday at 4 p.m. We'll have everything ready to go. We'll keep it open and available for families all throughout the weekend and through into the next week. We ask that if there are families that are unable to pick up materials to let us know, reach out to us. But we want that all of the material bags to be picked up by Thursday, January 21st. I think I'm right on that. Yes, because we do have our first event with 4-H that is happening on the 22nd. And I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity to partner with 4-H. Just wow, incredible people who have just a beautiful heart. And when I said, you know, this is great, we want to do this with you, just so you know, we give our scholars every single supply. So can you help us with that? And they were able to. And so they even, and this is just how awesome they are. Morgan Murphy with the 4-H Lexington branch, she actually found 140 pine cones, and she actually baked them in the oven for 5 hours to make sure that they would open, which I just find fascinating that I didn't even think about how to force a pine cone to open, and just think about just the time and love and energy she put into that to make it possible for us. So that's exciting. And so that'll be happening. We also incorporating more concentrated. So we have that going on. In the email that I'll be sending out tomorrow too, we have an update in regards to NWA MAP testing. We will, the district has it as mandatory for kindergarten to test. So kindergarten will be the only grade. They did not take it in fall either. They'll be the only grade that will test for MAP NWA, as well as we will not be participating in the Galileo assessment for the winter administration. So that's where we're at with that. Our family conferences around our growth checks will be occurring the 26th and the 27th. We'll be sending that those Sign Up Genius links through our newsletter, which will go out on Monday. We'll also have a letter going out tomorrow, which will have those links to the slide decks from last night, as well as the recordings. And I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, good, Mrs. Connor, you looked at their website last night. Yeah, I'm just a real big fan. I'm trying to think, is there anything that I'm missing? There's something I wanted to say. Well, I did want to, while I have everybody here and I have Miss Burse here, where is she? She's somewhere around here.
Yes.
There she is. If you don't already know Miss Burr, she is just incredible. She is the heart and soul of our school, and make sure that we are running smoothly and we have everything that we need, and has been working really tirelessly with Mrs. Green to make sure that we can have our apparel website ready to rock. And so we do have it. Ms. Burst, can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're working with, let's hit screen, I guess, share.
Yeah, if you hit share screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're working with K3. It's a local monogram company. You all might have heard of them before. They work with a lot of different schools. I've seen them mostly with athletic programs like Henry Clay Cheer, Douglas Baseball, but they just make really customizable items. We'll have long sleeve tees, pullovers, rain jackets, beanies. I know this might not be too big to see. She's going to be adding more items. We're going to go live on Monday. So hopefully we can get an email out on Monday to everyone about our items. Here is a more zoomed in picture. Just looking, different. And we wanted cute things, a lot of purple, a lot of pinks, yellows. There are items for youth and then adult apparel as well. So yeah, we're excited. We've been working since soon as we can get approved with the board in October. We have been trying to work with someone and find something, that fits RISE and can meet our family's needs. So we're excited to have this out, and teachers have been asking, families have been asking, and then all the proceeds, where it is a school-wide fundraiser, the proceeds have to benefit the entire schools. We can't just say PBIS students or scholars who met the reading goal for this month get this reward. The entire school will benefit. So that is exciting to know that we're all going to benefit from the proceeds, and look forward to having our site up and running.
Yay! Yes, we're really excited about that. I know we have some staff members that are like, can you please get me a long sleeve? I'm tired of wearing a t-shirt in winter.
Yes.
And so we're excited to kind of get that up and running.
Do I cancel my own share, or do you cancel me?
You, I think, can now cancel your own.
Okay.
Share. Yep.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
Thank you. Nice seeing everybody too.
Thanks, Ms. Burse. Does anyone have any questions for either myself or Ms. Burse, or can't wait until Monday when the site goes live so you can get your hoodie, or no hoodie, sorry, no hoodie school. You can get your sweatshirt or your cap. Yes.
It will be only up for 2 weeks. That is
okay.
The time frame.
So 2 weeks.
I got a question.
Yes.
When will they be allowed to wear the spirit wear? Just on Fridays or every day?
Just for Fridays for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for Fridays. But we do, well, if they do have, Ms. Burse, I think there are are there long sleeve purple?
There will be. So can they only still wear purple? And if they order a yellow, can they wear yellow on Friday?
They could wear the yellow on Friday. So it's kind of Friday will be the spirit wear day where they can wear whatever color. But we're asking, Monday through Thursday, staying with the Friday with the purple wear.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. And then we also have Miss Suzanne Davis, our GT teacher. She's also here tonight. Thank you, Suzanne. It's always, Suzanne is great. She, I feel like, has come to almost every single one. Truly. I think you have. And then we have joining us tonight, Miss Anna Bain, one of our second grade teachers. And I just want to give Miss Bain and Miss Davis a moment if there's anything that they want to kind of share and update in regards to their departments. They can share out now.
Suzanne, you can go first if you like.
Technology. I just want to tell you parents what a joy it is for me to work with your daughters. I mean, they help me so much. And some days when I'm just, oh, I can't do this, I can't do, they're the ones who are like, that's okay, Miss Davis, come on, come on. But you have wonderful children. They are just, they're delight to me. I don't have children myself, so these are my girls, and I just want you to know what a wonderful job you have done with them. They're kind, they're caring, and they're smart too. But I just want to say thank you for allowing me the privilege of working with your children. That's all I have to say. Except I love that dance idea. And I told Ms. Terry that I would be more than happy to help, and maybe we should do a virtual dance night. I think we can maybe do that. Somebody who has more technology skills, but we can maybe teach a little dance lesson. I've done that before online, just for a family fun night. I know how much fun it was to watch the talent show. And I just thought, well, maybe one night. I saw that another teacher from another school, she had movie and popcorn one night for her girls somehow. Now, you all with more technology skills know how this worked, but they all just kind of got on and watched the same movie. I guess it's very similar to what we do with Google Meet. And they shared a movie and they wore their PJs. And I just thought, well, that might be something fun too. But you have wonderful, wonderful girls, and they're going to be some of our best leaders someday. And I look forward to saying, hey, I know that child. I had that child back in the day. I hope I'm still with it enough that I realize that.
Thank you so much, Suzanne.
Okay.
Miss Bain, take it away.
Sure. I'm so used to being with your little kiddos that I'm actually nervous. I know that we were talking about the end goal, and I know sometimes it's hard to see it, but I just want to share something that we did in September with our second graders, because sometimes it's easy to forget since we're with them every day and it's not in a traditional setting, the things that we are doing, it's making an impact. So on Monday, we built background knowledge on trash and where the trash we accumulate goes, and they were so excited to learn about the recycling center. We showed scholars a picture of a playground that was littered with trash, and they had to work in breakout rooms to assemble a group plan on how to reduce the amount of waste in the playground. And then on Tuesday, we went on a virtual field trip to the Lexington Recycling Center, and they found out that not all materials can be recycled, and then some cannot be recycled an infinite amount of times. On Wednesday, they went into breakout rooms again, and each group read a different book to gather information, and they came back to present the information they found from the books and how we can better care for our earth. On Thursday, we read a story titled One Plastic Bag. It is a true story of how one African woman began a movement to recycle plastic bags that were polluting her community. We then learned facts about Gambia and showed the scholars the money they used, since that week our standard was the value of coins. And on Friday, we discussed the possibilities of plastic and how it can be both harmful and helpful. The scholars then used the engineering design process to reuse a plastic bag that cannot be recycled. We were in awe of how creative the scholars were. Some created clothing articles, doll clothes, a parachute, a purse, a shower cap, and the list goes on. So this project we were super excited about because it combined English language arts, math, and science. And it's easy to say that our scholars are so bright and all these things, but seeing them complete that this week, we can see that they are change makers. And every day that they come and log on to that Google Meet, they are excited to learn. And hi, Grace, I see you there. And it's just exciting seeing them grow throughout the years thus far. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bain, for sharing that. And, you know, I just think about too, like the impact that lesson had, and how we have scholars that have kind of started up recycling at their household, or like kind of recruiting their neighbors to start doing it. And that's what we talk about when we talk about doing things that are really going to impact the real world. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ms. Bain and Ms. Davis, for joining us tonight and sharing some of that. That also reminds me, Ms. Jacobs, we are waiting on a list of things that you'd like the parents to start collecting to help out in the future projects and stuff. So,
oh, fantastic. One that I can think of right now would be to start collecting bottle caps, like the plastic bottle caps that are on pop, or like laundry detergent. Those type of things would be great. I know that not only can we utilize them in crafts, toilet paper rolls too. We are all about that. We have a gazillion already here, but we know we could definitely use a lot more.
So just to save time, Miss Jacobs, I don't want to hold everybody too much over, but would you all, with Miss Bain and Miss Davis and everybody in the school, kind of make a list if you're looking at projects ahead?
Yeah.
We'd be happy to collect and maybe drop off during the pickup drop-off days if we need to do something like that.
Yes.
Just to kind of start now. Because I know that I'm one of those parents that's like, you're like, oh, I need toilet paper roll, and I'm going, oh, great, I just threw it away 2 days ago. So hopefully I can empty a toilet paper roll quick just to get one for project.
You got it. We'll definitely get a list going.
All right, that sounds good. And we'll get it out to everybody so that everybody can start saving at home and kind of putting a box somewhere aside. And I'm assuming most of it's the typical things you think of that we recycle anyway. So if anybody's interested in starting now, go ahead and start with the toilet paper rolls and the bottle caps and the lids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In the chat, I added in the link to volunteer with PTA. So if anybody is interested in joining one of those committees we talked about earlier, you can do so there. I am also throwing in the link now to I'm just setting a break between the two links right now, but the second link is a link to the volunteer through Fayette County. So if you have not already started the process of volunteering through the Fayette County School, you can do so with the link, and that way they can get your background check and stuff done and ahead of time, and you're ready to go if we do start volunteering either virtual or in person, however that turns out. So the only thing that I needed for today's kind of new business was that we're starting now to work on our 2021 plans, because we finally got the EIN. That's going to bring us to a lot of new options from here on out. And one of the topics is in-person versus virtual options. And I'm hoping that over the next couple of weeks, we get the go-ahead that, you know, we may be able to participate in more drive-through events and at least be able to meet up with parents as they drive through at times, just to kind of introduce some of the board and say, hey, we're here, let somebody know that we're here. Because it's so hard for us to get information out there to the rest of the families. It seems like I see the same names over and over again that are helping, and I appreciate every one of you who are interested in helping and are getting involved, because we need you, especially now since we have trouble getting information out there to the rest of the families. So that's where we're at right now, just trying to figure out how to kind of make those in-person connections that we all desperately need. So that's where we're at now. So if anybody has any ideas for those future things, please, please, please reach out to one of the committees or send us the email at the RiseSTEMPTA@gmail.com, and just let us know if you have any ideas on kind of setting up an in-person or other virtual ideas. I know that the students are so bored of doing more virtual outside of school and then they don't want to come back and have to do another virtual thing. So just if you have any ideas to kind of break that up a little bit, please feel free to send us a message and we'll see if we can work something out to get it done. And I'm just going to share my screen again real quick just to finish up the last part of what's coming up. Our next meeting is either going to be February 8th or the 11th, depending on if we do want to do the Monday or Thursday. So the board will figure that out here in the next couple of days based on some of your answers and how the numbers ran out. John might be able to tell us a lot easier based off of who he's seen in the groups and stuff and how many people we've had at the attendance the last few days. So we'll get with him and send out an email, remind everybody when the next meeting is. The parent survey has not been out, and that's my fault because I completely forgot with everything else going on before the holidays. So we'll get that parent survey out here now that it's the new year to see where everybody feels with what we're at in this virtual world. There's also now a virtual newsletter available. And every time I move this, I lose my chat. That didn't work. So there's a virtual newsletter now that's available for every month. We're going to try to do this so that we can give you like a breakdown of what's going on in the PTA, including everything from the dates of the meetings to any of the events going on, and just kind of update you what's happening. Some of it might include some of the main points that the school's going on so that we have everything in one place. We hope that helps at least keep you on track, keep your schedules fixed with everything going on. Tomorrow we have special guest Lydia Denton at 2 p.m. Ms. Jacobs is going to share the link tomorrow in the Google Classroom. So I'm excited. I did send an email out to the newsletter. So if you didn't get it, Emily, I will, I think you are on the list. So I don't know why you wouldn't, but I'll send you out another one. Okay. Yeah, I will send out another one to you, Emily, if you didn't get it. So, but I did send the virtual newsletter link out at one point when I first did it. And I think like the first of the month, but it'll probably go out again anyway. I'll make sure you get one. But Lydia is going to be there tomorrow, so we're excited about that. Her mom contacted me earlier just to make sure we were on and ready to go. She's ready. She's got her stuff ready to share. She's got her whole I guess she's got this whole lab she's got set up. She takes things apart and put things together. She's taking apart toasters and weird things she just takes apart and fixes. So she's excited. We have the Lunch and Learn coming up with Dr. Schroeder about the growth checks on the 25th at 11. And then we also mentioned the need for the volunteers. So as of now, we are on track and we're ready to go. Stephanie, the treasurer, is doing our bank account and she's setting up all the new links and everything for us. So she's ready to start all that. I know she's not here tonight, but she's already got that planned. Now that she got word that we have EIN, we can move forward on the bank and start fundraising and get us on track with that. So if you haven't already, just sign up for those volunteer links that I sent earlier and advocate for your scholar at this point. That's what we're doing. And if you can spare any time with us just to give us some ideas and kind of chat with us, feel free to do that. And we ask that you kind of get involved that way. Anybody have any last minute questions? Amanda says, is there a possible list for speakers? There's not really a list at any point. I kind of have just reached out to a couple random people at some point. I think, Amanda, you gave me the idea of the one lady, and the last time when I talked to her, when I get these big people, they won't come because they either have to do it by district or they have to do it by state. Yeah, the Emily's Wonder Lab, that was the one that Amanda mentioned, and they said that they haven't come to the Kentucky yet, but they only do it state by state because she's so popular. So if we're picking somebody that's on Netflix, most likely she's not going to be coming directly to a small school yet. So we're hoping to kind of get some of these other people. I did reach out to her publisher, and the good part about it is her publisher is from Louisville. I did some research to try to figure out how I could sneak in a way to get her here, but no, it didn't work. They still said that she's so busy that we have to wait and see if she comes to Kentucky first. But other than that, we're going to try the best. If you know anybody that's local that would like to talk, let me know, and we'll see if we can get some speakers in. I'm sure Miss Jacobs is constantly looking for people too, because that was the idea of their Friday afternoons now. So if you hear anybody, definitely let us know, and we will see if we can get a hold of them. Or if you know them personally, even better. Just tell me what date they're going to come, and we'll figure it out.
I get a question.
Yeah.
Do they need to be famous, or can they just be like a random STEM professor at UK?
Fame does not matter. I think
Okay.
I think the idea just started because the one was on STEM.
Yeah, my husband knows a lot of professors at UK. Like all of our good friends are engineering or some professor thing. But I have a dean there that we could probably talk Tom into it. And then we have a physiology that did one at Kennedy's old school where he talked about the brain. So if we just want some random UK professors, I got your guys' hookup.
I think at this point, our main focus was mostly on females, and just kind of steering towards what the girls would be interested in. I mean, if they can make it interactive and make some kind of thing interactive, I think that would be the best case scenario, regardless of who it is or just kind of a motivator to keep the girls interested in STEM, to keep them seeing where they can be, or see themselves where they can be at the end of it. That's where it was. And I think that was my motivation with getting the 12-year-old. I mean, she's still young. She's not quite their age, but I mean, being 12 years old and inventing something that could change the world is pretty powerful when it comes to seeing little girls looking up and saying maybe they have a sister her age and going, wow, if my sister and I can put this thing together, we can change the world just like her. So those kind of ideas were just kind of thrown out there. And this was a last minute idea. So if you do know anybody, we're not going to turn them away. We're going to try to figure out a way that they can empower.
Would you rather have women though?
I don't.
I would rather have women for Kennedy to see versus, Lance and Tom and stuff like that we know.
We certainly, we certainly want to welcome everybody, but it is nice for us as we kind of have, donned our halls with female researchers, innovators, scientists, for them to see females. And especially starting off, if we can, kind of have a nice streak, I would say, of female innovators and scientists, that would be great. But yeah.
My people are out because they're my husband's friends, but I will ask if they have any colleagues that could help, and I'm sure they would.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. And we did have the we have the Girls I Can program, which is a part, I think, of the health sciences from UK. They were able to work with us a little back in October, and I know they're itching to get in once we're live too. Yeah, the GEMS program. Yeah, and looking at local high schools. Mrs. Connor, if you seriously could get the owner of Crank and Boom, I would be literally beside myself. I think everyone knows on some level, one of the reasons I am here in Lexington is because of Crank and Boom. I absolutely love everything that it stands for.
I don't know her, but I think my stepsister knows them. So I'll ask her. But I'm not afraid to cold call anybody. I used to run story times. So if we reach out to her and just say, hey, do you want to come talk to a bunch of girls? She's really awesome. She's an immigrant. She had a very moving post yesterday about Capitol Meets her family are immigrated here, and I just think she'd be down for it if she's not super busy, because they're like the thing. So but I think we're asking, so I'll see if I know somebody that knows her, because that's a big deal in Lexington. Is the personal introduction. So before we cold call, but yeah.
Oh, someone said, Ms. Welburn, your husband can reach out to her.
I asked him and he said he knew her. So I said, can you reach out to her? We just want her to come speak, right?
Yeah.
On a Friday sometime.
Yeah.
He said he would. So.
Oh my gosh.
Is that what we're looking for, Ms. Jacobs? Are we sticking with Fridays at 2 or so? So when we're talking to people, that's what we're looking at?
Well, we really have, we're looking for Fridays, right? Because that works well with just what we want to do in regards to professional development and kind of give that Friday afternoon break. So anytime between 1 and 3, that would be the ideal time. Yeah, she could make our own ice cream. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well,
thank you all for sharing this stuff. I'm going to actually call the meeting, but if anybody wants to stick around and chat for other information, okay, go ahead real quick before I call the meeting.
Okay, I have I was just thinking, my little cousin, she's a Fayette County graduate. She just graduated from Columbia and Columbia University. And I believe she was she started the first chapter of Black Lives Matters in Kentucky. And she's going to go to law school. And I think she's back in Lexington until she goes off. So if I can make contact with her, she would definitely she'd be interested in doing some type of a Zoom or something with the girls, knowing that she has a personal interest there as well.
That's fantastic, Mr. Costner. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and reach out to me if you get a hold of her, or let us know if you do have a time and we'll get it all set up.
Okay, just email me so I can get your contact, and then we can just kind of go back and forth.
I do. I added you to the email list tonight, and I will make sure you got all the information.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure. All right, you all. We can. Anybody who has any extra comments at the end, you are free to stick around and chat or throw them out there with us. But I am going to call the meeting right now at 7:48 because I know we're over, and I know some of us had to go. So you're free to go. The meeting is over. But if you do want to stick around and chat for a minute, you're free to do so for a minute too. So bye, everybody.